Make your face, they said. It'll be fun, they said. Does this look fun? God, I look terrifying. Anyway, welcome back to my train wreck of a channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for checking me out and giving this channel a chance. This is the channel where I basically just kind of do whatever I want. I talk at you with my ugly, apparently ghost-like face. So, hello, welcome! Seriously, like, how did I go so wrong? Like, this is all because I went on a James Charles binge today. Apparently, I should not watch Beauty Gurus because I don't know what I'm doing, and I pretend to act like I do whenever I watch them. So, lesson learned, I guess. Anyway, so point of this video, as you can tell by the title, and
voila, I actually am gonna be reading my notes today.
So if I look very distracted, that's why. I tend to make notes. I go through the entire process of writing them down and researching, and then when I get in front of a camera, I'm like, what did you do? Like, just forget instantly. I'll remember the basics, but I don't read from them, so professional. Anyway, before my face, blinds out your corneas, let's get into this. Honestly, watching this and editing, and it's burning out my corneas, so I am so sorry for this entire video. Please don't hate me. So, basically, Gabbie Hanna. We're gonna be talking about her because I see that she recently has come back and people are questioning, like, did she give herself enough time? All this stuff, just because the way she left was just kind of, like, dramatic. And me personally, like, I'm not going to sit here, I'm not going to, make fun of her or, like, roast her or anything. I'm just going to say my opinions on the whole matter because Gabbie Hanna is a very interesting individual, to put it lightly. Like, the girl has been in a lot of drama, and which we will get into, but I feel like, in my personal opinion, the girl is struggling, like anybody with half a brain cell could tell, so I'm not gonna, like, pick on her. I'm just gonna put my little critiques in there with my little sarcastic attitude and everything, and we'll just open up the discussion. So anyway, a little backstory about Gabbie if you're not super familiar, because honestly, I, just recently, like, I've known about her, but I haven't, like, given her a lot of attention just because I have heard a lot of drama surrounding her, and I just don't vibe with people like that, like, I'm not willing to give them more attention or whatever, but the more and more that people were posting compilations about her and their opinions and everything, it kind of got me into this deep dive of, like, oh, let's figure out, like, how did we start from the, like, kind of goofy Viner to here we are now, where she's, like, having mental breakdowns on camera, freaking out that she's been shadow banned and, like, her music isn't being appreciated, like, how did we get here? So, of course, just like I said, she is a Viner turned YouTuber, and I was actually watching Smokey Glow talk about this, and she brought up a good point. Hers was, like, the evolution of Gabbie Hanna's content, and I really enjoyed watching that. I was already in the process of making notes about Gabbie Hanna, and her video came across, and she really reminded me a lot of points that I wanted to make. She was saying that Gabbie was one of the first that transitioned from Viner to YouTube in a very comfortable mode. She didn't keep trying to do, like, all these skits, like a video, like a YouTube video just compiled of, like, 6-second skits. Like, hers were her telling story times and, like, doing all this stuff, like, craft stuff. I could be wrong on the timeline on that, just because, again, I didn't really watch her much. Like, her stuff didn't really appeal to me, but on Vine, when she would pop up, I was like, hey, like, get it. Like, some of her stuff was kind of funny, and I was like, all right, like, not 100% my cup of tea, but I appreciate it, kind of thing, But anyway, when she started her YouTube, it was in 2014. She was making, a lot of the stereotypical stuff back then that was popular, that was blowing up. So she started kind of, getting a following. Then she joined Vlog Squad, blew up even more. People really enjoying her loud, outgoing personality. Like, they appreciated it. Like, cool. Like, even her Vines kind of evolved a little bit into that. They went from her just playing a goofy character to like her showing her loud personality, and I was like, hey, I vibe with that, whatever, be goofy. But basically, when she joined the Vlog Squad, which I guess David Dobrik is their king. Again, I don't really watch his content, like, it just, nothing against him. I know people love David Dobrik, but it's just, again, not my cup of tea to watch. Really wish I had some tea to put in here, just anyway. So blew up with David Dobrik, like showing up in his videos and being around like him and Jason Nash and all of them. I don't even know the rest of the Vlog Squad because, again, I just, I suck at researching things I don't really care about. Again, no hate on the Vlog Squad. I just remember, like, even their Vines, whatever, I would watch a bunch of Vine, like, when they would pop up on the popular page or whatever. It's just not my thing, and same with YouTube. Like, I don't know, like, I've never been wanted to, like, flexing your content by, like, giving cars to your friends kind of thing. Like, I don't know, like, cool, like, I'm glad you're doing it, but just not my thing, Why am I explaining that? That doesn't matter. We're talking about Gabbie Hanna. So, see what I mean? Even if I have notes, like, the ADHD just runs hard. Anyway, so around that time, she was pretty genuinely well-liked. A lot of people just dug her. She was hanging out with Jessie Smiles. I remember, like, that saga a little more. I actually liked Jessie Smiles' Vines. Like, I dug her content. I thought she was funny. And then, like, the whole thing with her and Curtis Lepore happened, and I didn't, like, strictly follow any of them, at that time. I feel like I don't know, I was, like, too busy trying to get a Vine career that never took off, apparently. I'm still very bitter. I feel like some of my stuff was funny. Anyway, again, back on the topic at hand. I didn't really follow exactly when her and Jessie Smiles fell out or whatever, because I knew they were pretty close friends. I saw them in Vines together, and I remember thinking, oh, that's cool, like, I like Jessie, like, Gabbie's kind of funny in her Vines or whatever. And then all of a sudden they just weren't a thing, and I didn't really follow that timeline. I got away from paying attention to a lot of the Viners besides Cody Ko and Drew Gooden. Whenever they came on YouTube, I started watching them. I got away from the rest of them, just didn't really vibe with them. And but then I saw a video whenever quarantine started, and I don't remember, this was like whenever Gabbie was addressing the drama with her and Jessie, and she was like, oh, I keep getting blocked and I don't know why, and blah blah. And I remember watching this video, and she was just like addressing all this drama in her video between like Jessie Smiles and Alex James and all these other people, and Trisha Paytas, and I remember watching it, and again, I didn't know much about the whole situation, but I felt for the girl. I was like, the way she was portraying everything, she was like, I don't like to respond to drama or make it public eye or whatever. And I was like, yeah, dude, like, I respect that, like, totally, I get it. You felt backed into a corner that you had to say something to, save your career or whatever. Like, I get it. And then I actually, because of that video, because she even said, she was like, I encourage you to go watch the video that like spurred her to make this one, like the Jessie Smiles one, where she like uses Gabbie Hanna in her thumbnail or whatever, and which gaslit Gabbie to making that video or whatever. So I went to watch hers because I was like, man, I really liked Jessie. Like, why is she doing this, And then I watched her video, And then another follow-up video where she's talking about how Gabbie messaged a fan and was basically just like tearing Jessie down. And I was like, whoa, that was a 180 I wasn't ready for. Got whiplash from it, like, holy cow. And so just like hearing her story, so then I got curious and I was like, well, what about Alex James? I remember really liking his content. Like, I thought he was so funny on Vine. And I feel like, you know, it's sad for me because I don't typically, this sounds bad, I don't like a lot of creators that we have now, you know, and so I feel like when not personally, it's just like I don't like their content, you know, especially the bigger creators. I just like am not into it, and I was like sad, you know, like I feel like if there's one that I actually like, that it comes out that, you know, they've had a problematic thing or they've caused drama, I'm just like, why? You know, like I feel guilty, like I did something wrong supporting that person. So I was like, wait. So if Gabbie was in the wrong about the Jessie Smiles thing, then what about Alex James? And so their whole beef was like, she called him a horrible person on a podcast and all this stuff, and then she like came back out and apologized for it, and like me seeing her side, I was like, oh, that's really, you know, messed up. And then she went into detail about like why she called him a horrible person was they were staying at a haunted hotel and he was pranking her, saying that it was haunted, and like, I don't, just having panic attacks in front of her and like causing her to freak out and really like mess with her mental health. And then it came out that she texted him a while later, like 2 years after, and she was like, hey, I just really need to know for my own mental health, was that a prank or not? You know, she like kept asking him through the years and he just kept denying it. And finally he said, of course it was, I thought you knew, like, don't be stupid kind of thing, you know? And so I like felt bad for her. I was like, oh my God, that's sad, you know, like that really sucks to, you know, feel like you've had all these anxiety attacks because of something that turns out to not even be real kind of thing. And so when I watched Alex James' video, you know, and there's always two sides to a story, I get that, but in his, he's saying, no, like, we were both in on it, we were both, like, filming this and laughing, knowing that it wasn't real, and he was just like, what is going on? And even when I was watching that, it was like, still kind of skeptical. I was like, well, it could still be, like, maybe he thought that way or whatever. And then he talks about a prank that was pulled on him that Gabbie and I guess Zane, another member of the vlog squad, had done on him about like him being hacked and all this stuff, and it really freaked him out or whatever. And she said that like he knew it was a prank and he laughed about it and was mad they didn't post it. In his video he goes, no, that wasn't the thing. And again, it's a lot of he said she said stuff that like I wasn't there, I can't speak on it. My issue and why I tend to believe Alex James more is the fact that Gabbie tends to fabricate herself as a victim in every single thing that happens. And I really do, like, I'm not trying to say that, you know, she's not. I think mentally she really does think she is. I think that she has issues. She has mentioned before that she's like too sensitive for YouTube and all this stuff, and I kind of feel like you are, girl. Like, I think that you have it in your head that people are out to get you when they're not. Like, you're poking at a wasp's nest and then you're wondering why these people are like chasing after you, you know, like. And then like another one. Now, as most people know, again, I don't hate Trisha Paytas, whatever, like, I don't hate on her, like, whatever. I just don't condone some of the actions that she takes, but I felt for her in this situation. The whole Gabbie Hanna thing, like, this was where I really started to be like, girl, you being a victim of a lot of stuff that you're starting. The whole thing with Gabbie going on Instagram and asking her fans to like vote if she should tell a friend if a person that they're dating has herpes or whatever, you know, and it didn't take very much for people to put two and two together to know that she was insinuating Trisha Paytas. Like, she didn't try to hide it. And then she goes off and she's like, oh, I was just trying to help out a friend and blah, blah, by basically trying to ruin someone's career. Like, I think that's very messed up. Like, I wouldn't air someone's dirty laundry. Like, girl, if you think that there is a potential risk of that, like, you go to the person one-on-one and you talk to them and you say, hey, you know, Jason, like, maybe ask Trisha if she's got the herpes or not, you know, like, don't air it out for your fans to like put two and two together and then go and attack Trisha to the point where she hears about it and then she's like, what's happening? And then she made that video in the same video that I had seen where I actually felt bad for her, where at the end she's like, Trisha, my phone's always open to you, blah, blah. And I just remember like seeing that. My heart was just melting, you know. I was like, oh, what a sweet angel, you know, just like out here trying to like do God's work, like, you know, just helping out fellow YouTubers with their mental issues and everything. And then I saw that drama and then I was like, oh. Again, just like that whole situation was messed up, whether or not you like Trisha Paytas or whatever. Like, again, she's not my favorite human being in the world, but I definitely wouldn't wish that on anybody, to like have their potential dirty laundry just spilled out for everyone to know, you know, and like be attacked for. Then the next note that I made, and this was like, again, one of the first things that I really paid attention to with Gabbie Hanna. I was hardcore following Guy Tang. Like, I love watching his videos. I feel like his hair transformations are amazing. I feel like he was really a good OG to watch, you know. Well, like, I think on recommended, like, and I feel like I do this a lot. Like, I do this with Brad Mondo videos. I'll just put them on a playlist and just watch them and, you know, do like cook or clean or whatever, do chores and chill and everything. Oh. But she put up a video, like, it came up on my queue, and she put up a video where she was talking about Guy Tang did her hair, and she like cried in the video and was flipping out over it. And I remember watching it and like, you know, for creators that I genuinely support, I feel like I tend to get a little protective, not territorial, that's weird, protective over them. So if somebody, especially if that's like their livelihood and you're on camera in front of millions of people crying over your hair, like, that can't look good for Guy Tang, you know. And she did say, to her credit in this video, she was like, it's not that Guy Tang did a bad job, it doesn't feel like me. And like, he invited her back to fix her hair, like do something that she actually wanted with it. And you could tell in the video, he was like kind of irritated. He was just kind of like, told her like, you know, you could reach out to me if you feel this way or whatever. And like, I know he's just like a nice dude. Like, he wasn't outright saying like, how dare you blow up on a video and like freak out over your hair in front of millions of people when like this is my livelihood. But like, I would be mad. Like, whether or not you say that person is skilled, you crying over your hair after them doing it doesn't look good for them. Like, that kind of bothered me. I was like, girl, I need you to like calm down a little bit. And I'm sure they dealt with it and they're fine and like, cool, you know, I'm glad. But that just definitely rubbed me the wrong way a while ago when I saw that video. And then like more and more stuff was coming out about her, and I was just kind of like, what is happening? And like, I did mention that she's talked about being too sensitive for the internet, and like, she said this in numerous videos, and I really do believe that, like, with the backlash of, I mean, obviously look at what it's doing to her, you know, like, she feels like she's backed in a corner. She was freaking out on YouTube, talking about how she's shadow banned and all this stuff. And like, I know that it's hard to believe, girl, but even if you're in the public eye for years and you've got all these fans and everything, they're gonna start questioning you if you keep asserting yourself in drama. And also, like, you were known as the story time girl, like, not this, you know, music artist that you're trying to go for now. And like, I respect that. I feel like her lyrics in most of her songs are pretty good, you know, like, again, it's not my style of music, but like, I get it. I feel like the amount of work she's put into that is pretty cool. And like, chase her dreams. Like, if you've got a platform, do it, but like, don't blame YouTube when they don't do well. Like, your fans just aren't into that style of music, I'm assuming, and the ones that are watching it are probably trying to just support you no matter what. And I feel like the people who would like that style of music just don't really know anything about you, or like know enough to. And I feel like she lost a lot of credibility with that book of Twitter poems that she made. I'm not even going to go into that. I feel like so many people have made videos on it. I've watched probably 10 of them, just like 10, just again on cue, because I watched the first one and I was shook. And then I just kept watching more because I was like, there has to be like, maybe they're just picking out the worst ones, and the more that people would pick out, I was just kind of like, oh, this is her book. Okay. I think it's important to say, you know, after all that, like, I don't dislike Gabbie. I feel bad for her, you know, legit, as somebody who does like battle her own mental demons every day. Like, I'm always going to feel bad for somebody who I feel like actually does. And I really do with her. I feel like, just, again, I don't listen to much of her music, the stuff that I have heard, the lyrics that I've read. I feel like some of it's some pretty dark stuff, you know, if that's stuff that she actually, you know, wrote down and, I don't know, felt at the time, like, that's, you know, has to mean that she's feeling it. Like, I feel for her, you know. What a dumb way to say. Like, I really do, you know, I feel like she does have some talent. Like, people clearly liked her for a reason. I just think if she actually made a video, like, I think that her career could be redeemed. I think it's still, like, doing fairly well for all the stuff that she's gotten herself into. But I feel like if she just made a video, not pointing the finger at other people and just saying, hey, you know, like, admit your mental state, dude. Like, people are gonna forget. Like, that's something that people aren't gonna, I mean, people who have a soul aren't gonna kick you while you're down. You know, they're gonna understand, like, okay, like, you were struggling with stuff, you lashed out in ways that you shouldn't have, or you felt like you were correct at the time. Maybe now you don't feel the same way. People are gonna come back to you. Like, you're not a bad creator. But, like, you need to quit screaming in your podcast and telling people that, like, you have nothing to lose when you're in your nice LA house or whatever, wherever you live. Like, again, the amount of, I didn't like, yeah, she lives in LA. I get myself confused. But, just all of that tends to leave a bad taste in my mouth. You know, like, I don't condone with people acting like they're constantly the victim when they insert themselves in the middle of drama or in somebody else's business, or acting like, oh, like, I have this immense platform, but I'm being shadow banned. Like, it just doesn't sit right with me. I feel like I've seen creators really, you know, work their butts off to try to get to the platform that they have now. Like, and maybe this is like part of me just being butthurt, you know, like trying to like move up the ladder and everything. And like, you know, again, I appreciate, like, I'm getting more views and I'm getting more attention. That's great. But I've been working for years to establish a platform. And like, you see somebody like Gabbie who kind of just flitted into it out of luck, you know, and her just saying like, oh, I have nothing to lose. And like, people are just, bleh. And like, yeah, okay. Like, I get that I'm not in the public eye like her. Like, I will not know her struggles. I'll probably never know her struggles. And like in that sense, I do feel for her, but please don't sit there and yell to people who, you know, like live paycheck to paycheck and are basically just like not knowing when their next meal is, saying that, oh, like, don't, you should be scared of somebody who has nothing to lose. Like, that's that, like, wrong with me? Am I the only one who just thought that way? Or, I don't know. It's just, it's unfortunate, but I feel like when you're in the public eye, you're going to be scrutinized by a lot of people. And I feel like, you know, if you lash out in anger or if you say something that's, you know, like, you're not showing that you've, like, tried to grow as a person, people are going to tear you apart, you know, and, like, I feel like I really do, now that Gabbie's back, like, her, like, the snippets of the newest video that she posted, I feel like seemed okay. Again, I didn't watch a lot of it, so that's actually what I'm going to do later today, because I'm probably going to make a follow-up video about this, but, you know, like, she was kind of chilling, whatever, like, cool for her, and I hope that she, like, comes back from this, but I just think she needed more time. I don't know. I just think when you're struggling mentally and you keep coming back into the public eye and, you know, you do, like, one thing and people lash out at you for it, it's just not good, and I feel like people are already kind of, like, waiting for Gabbie to mess up, people who are already just hating on her hard, and, like, you know, a lot of the creators that I've watched have talked about it, and they said that, you know, they wish the best for her and they hope she's doing okay, and, like, that's how I feel too, you know, but I'm just kind of like, maybe wait a little bit, you know. Anyway, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. I could be wrong, just my opinions on it. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and as always, I would really appreciate it if you would subscribe to me. I would love you forever. I'll never do this to my face again if you do it, so that should be enough. Anyway, love you guys. See you in the next video. Bye!